Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new YouTube video, and I'm going to be showcasing Warzone Mobile. And specifically in this video, we're going to be talking about the best settings, the best HUD, the best sensitivity settings, and all the necessary things you need to make your playing experience on Warzone Mobile the best it will ever be in. So without further ado guys, make sure to go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get on straight into the video. So starting off with the beginning of the Warzone mobile app, obviously once you launch it, you're going to be in this stage of the game and you're going to be on the main menu screen. So you're going to want to go ahead and locate the top right settings gear at the top right. You're going to click on it, and then you're going to want to click on customize HUDs and controls, because you can't really customize anything else that is important. So customize HUD and controls. Now in here, you can customize your controls, your HUD, you can configure some settings, and also you can do overview, gameplay, interface, and sensitivity. And this is going to be the most important thing. So I'm going to talk about so far the overview, right? So with auto fire, you want to have it turned off because obviously you want to manually fire an ADS in, and you want to have automations off because that's just going to interrupt you moving with your ability to aim in and shoot without you having to do anything. So moving on towards the gameplay. Gameplay for controls, for automations, you have them turned off. Auto fire turned off. You want to have the auto fire range limiter turned off. That's not really going to help you at all. Single shot fire behavior, whenever you're using pistols, you want to do it on tap, not on release. So you want to have it on tap. So yeah, you want to have it on tap. And then aim down sights when firing, you want to have it off. Snap primary fire button to finger, you want to have that off, because what's going to happen is if you turn the setting on, you're going to essentially move the fire button wherever you place your finger on your screen. So wherever your finger is located. Aim down sight behavior, you want to put it to toggle. Focus behavior to toggle. Force reload off. Force equipping armor off. Equip all armor plates. Now this is, I would turn this off if I were you, so that way, like for example, if you want to just equip one armor plate at a time, so that way you can kind of cancel it and then reload. But like I said, manually you kind of want to do it, have this off, because in some instances you're going to want to cancel that or just only use one armor plate and then re-engage into the gunfight. And then for vehicle controls, you just kind of leave them with arrows. I wouldn't change those to sticks. That would be really hard to use. So for the interface, you want to, for the combat settings, you want to do left fire display off. You want to do ammo counter display extra, auto sprint lock, floating, change stance split, and you want to do slide trigger on stance button tap. These are really important. These settings in particular are really important to have it like this, so that way there's no interruption between you tapping on your buttons and them just staying in their fixed position and working properly. So that's the most important thing. Fixed joystick, this is sort of dependable on your playstyle and also what you prefer. Preferably if you want the joystick to be moving a little bit. I have it on currently because I just want my joysticks to stay in the fixed position, and I play with the fixed joystick in COD Mobile, so it just makes sense. Obviously you don't want to invert the horizontal and vertical camera angles, so you want to have those both turned off. And then alerts, you want to have resupply alert turned on and reload cancel alert turned on as well. Now for one of the most important parts of the video, which is obviously going to be the sensitivity menu, we're going to be showcasing the best sensitivity. Now this is going to be for phone only. Now for iPad and tablets, you're probably going to want to find another video, because for me personally, I don't use a tablet when I play. I use a phone. I'm mainly a phone player. And for anyone who's asking, the device that I'm currently using to play Warzone Mobile on is the Red Magic 6S Pro. So I want you to keep in mind when you are looking at these settings and looking at these sensitivity values, because they can be different for your device. So for the horizontal multiplier, you're going to want to turn that down. You do not want the horizontal multiplier to be at 50 with a vertical multiplier at 0.5. That's going to obtrusively erupt your aim whenever you're trying to snap onto people. So you want to lower your horizontal multiplier, and you want to maintain your vertical multiplier at 0.5. That's going to be the most important thing. Like I said, regardless of that, if you do happen to mess up with your horizontal multiplier, if you increase it when you're on a phone, it's going to make your aiming experience really bad. You do not want that to happen. And then you also want to keep that at 0.5. Now you can actually experiment with the 0.5 value. I would probably recommend staying in the middle, or maybe even make it a little bit lower, but other than that, I wouldn't mess with it too much, because like I said, that's going to be the most important thing when talking about that specific type of setting. So moving on towards the ADS sensitivity, obviously global ADS sensitivity multiplier, you want to have it on 3. Now I would probably, depending on the phone that you have, you might want to turn this down, because having this, you know, at 3, I mean for my device it's okay because I can handle it, but obviously if you're playing on a different phone, turn it down just a bit, maybe by 2 points, or maybe even by like 1 point, so you have it at 2 instead of 3. ADS sensitivity per zoom, you kind of want to have this on. Now you can't actually, you know, it's debatable to have this off, but basically what it's going to do is it's going to apply specific ADS sensitivity per zoom level. So it just depends on the type of scope you're using and also the attachments that you have on the gun. But keep in mind, since there's no gunsmith currently in the game right now to put attachments, this is not going to really affect you too much, so you don't really need to worry about that. ADS sensitivity multiplier 3, ADS sensitivity multiplier 2x 3 times zoom 3.8, ADS sensitivity multiplier 4x. I just kind of leave these things, you know, 4.5, 6.4, 7.38, all sort of relatively going in a grossing position, so they're almost going, you know, obviously, like I said, the highest it can possible. So obviously that's going to be pretty good. Let me just go ahead and reset this really quickly. Yeah, let me just reset this quickly because I think I accidentally messed up the values. But yeah, just turn this down to 40. Go back up. Yeah, so I didn't want to touch that. But yeah, leave those at the normal rate in which they are. And ADS sensitivity transition timing, I would do it while I would actually put this on in gradual, so that way it's better, since it's progressively alternating between hip fire and fully zoomed in, so that way you can actually maintain it, because since there's multipliers on these sensitivity, it's going to be really hard for you to keep track of all that you know, sensitivity when you're trying to ADS and snap onto people and things of that nature. So that's what you're going to want to do there. So going back to overview, I think we're going to go to the most important thing, which is obviously the controls. What type of HUD do you want to use? The best HUD. This is probably going to be the best 4-finger claw setup for Warzone Mobile if you're playing on a phone specifically. Now keep in mind, I'm more tailored towards right claw, meaning that I shoot with my right index finger and aim with my right thumb, right? And I utilize movement with my left index finger. So customized HUD. So this is going to be my HUD, right? So if you just take a look at it here, we have the ADS button, the, you know, like I said, the jump button, the attack sprint, the crouch, the prone, all on one side, so that way my index finger, so my index finger is doing a lot, right? My left index finger is doing a lot of work here. It's ADSing, it's doing all that crazy stuff, especially attack sprinting, sliding, and then also moving the joystick. On the bottom, I have all my guns and things of that I need to click, and then on the other side, I just sort of have everything here floating around, because I never really click these. These buttons don't necessarily appear on my screen, but I probably, if I were you, hide these, right? It would be probably beneficial to hide them, because you don't need, for example, these, right? So pretty useless in my opinion. And then obviously I have my fire button towards the right on my screen. I use an index, and then I use the regular side to just aim. So this is, in my opinion, the HUD. Like I said, these things don't show up, right? You can just hide these, and these won't be a problem. But obviously, when you're playing, eventually you're going to need to want to figure out which buttons you would like to keep on here. But basically what I do is I just kind of keep these all hidden, so that way this area is nice. And then I have the reload button bottom right, and then the rest of the multiplayer icons and stuff like that for multiplayer on the bottom right. So overall, this is a good HUD. This is what you're going to want to use. Obviously, this is something that I play with, and obviously I have the mini map up here at the very top, so that way it doesn't obtrude when I want to use claw, because you're going to have to move the mini map away from wherever you're positioning your fire and movement settings. So obviously that's going to be it. But yeah, that is going to be it for the controls. This is going to end today's video showcasing the best sensitivity, best settings, best HUD controls for Warzone Mobile on phone, specifically if you're playing on an Android phone. This also could work if you're using the iPhone currently, because I know the iOS version of Warzone Mobile is out. So if you guys happen to be using that, try apply these settings, play around with them, and see what you can do, and enjoy the Warzone Mobile experience. And with that being said, guys, this has been your boy Vader, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace.